この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Yorimoi, or Sora Yori, or Sora Yori Tooi Basho, or A Place Further Than the Universe, episode 4. Last week in episode 3, we had what I thought was a pretty lovely episode. We met Shiraishi, who is our fourth major character and big player in our to-be group of 4, and we discovered something interesting. She had zero personal desire to go on this Antarctic trip, and really wasn't interested at all, until a rather wonderful sequence I thought was fantastic, where the other girls kind of meet her at the top of an improbably long ladder with an incredibly windy outside going on, and pull her out the window into adventure. And then she wakes up and it was all a dream, but it still had the desired impact. She realized that this Antarctic trip might just be a pathway for her to kind of shed some of her isolation from her peers. That's just sort of a natural part of being a child star and a child actress and like famous and not having any time to hang out with people and eventually having to blow them off over and over and eventually getting written off by the people that she hoped would be her friends because she never hangs out with them because she can't. But she has an opportunity now, and she sees that now, and so she's willing to go as long as they go with her. So not only does she have the chance to get some friends, but they have an in for the expedition itself, and everything seems to be shaping up toward actually going on this thing and getting it underway. Wonderful. What the fuck is coming next? I have no idea. Do we start prepping? Do we have more obstacles in our way? Do we finally solidify what this group of 4 actually acts like when they're all together? And have some more like mini adventures before we actually go on the big adventure? I'm sure we've got to go like buy gear and stuff. So I'm kind of hoping that we get a gear buying episode of some kind at some point. But hey, maybe not. Maybe all that stuff will be provided by the expedition staff and whatever. But they don't have all that much money, so I don't really know. In any case, we have our group of 4. They're all together. Shirase, Hinata, Kimari, and Shiraishi are all here and good to go and willing to go on this journey. So I don't know what comes next, but I'm kind of excited to find out because the show has definitely picked up a little bit for me. It had me at the beginning, but episode 3 sold me. And so now I'm kind of in for this group of 4, and I'm curious to see what they do next. So let's go ahead and watch episode 4 of Yorimoi. I've got it up. It's ready to go. It's sitting at 0 seconds. It's the MTBB rip as usual. There will be 2 versions of this reaction video. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there, linked in the description, and a timer-based version up on YouTube. If you'd like to do a syncy thing and sync up your own copy of the episode with the timer-based version, you're welcome to do so. Just get your copy ready because the beep beep timer to count you down will be coming at you now. All right. Auto. Nope. Hell yeah. All right, all right. Training documents. Okay. Hey. They're all in on it. Good. Good, good. Yes, you are. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, fuck off. We're going. Yeah. Just send you a link to the album. Hell yeah. In your face. She is, but she's just like driven. Oh, that made me feel something. I should have refilled my tea. But I did not. Every time that cut, man. I never noticed Kimari's expression in that hiking portion. She's just dying. That's great. Ow. 4 It could be a gear buying episode. They need sleeping bags. Real warm ones. Sweet. Yeah, she hasn't gotten her ducks in a row. So now you gotta go talk to your parents about it. How will they feel? Hello, little sister. That can be the scariest thing, though. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, and by the way. What else is in there? Oh no, she knows. Oh no. It is just a coincidence, man. The cuts to carrot chopping are perfect. Fuck. Okay, never mind. She actually does know. Hey, you want to sign this thing? You should have told. Oh no. Ooh-hoo. Uh-huh. Oh no. No. He knows what's good for him. He knows what's good for him. Was that all a dream? No, that was real. Oh. Okay, so they just put a deal into it. It will. It will, I know it. You seem like a voice of past Kimari. I appreciate you looking out. But I work. I don't know about that, dude. Come on, put your mind to it. Straight to the corner. She, hmm. All right. I thought so too. I would not have called that in a million years, but all right. That work is that work. Hello, Van. Ah, hello, girl. What's all the paperwork? Where? Alright. Well, gotta get used to it. This isn't the most ultra well equipped expedition either. It's been a long time coming. Sweet. We kind of need it. Okay. Do not use. Why? That's kind of scary. Alright, alright, alright. I think Shirise knows that feeling. Nice. That's exactly what we do. Hell yeah. We kind of have a catchphrase, kind of. Okay. Ugh. Nice space heater. Okay, good, good. That's the real deal. Makes sense. How's that? But it's at an angle. That doesn't. Okay. No, but she's excited. Mm. It's the girl we saw last time. Todo. That's okay. I called that it was her sister, but it's not at all. No special treatment coming. Don't get in the way. Shirise doesn't respond. It'll get you killed if you don't. It'll get you killed if you don't. It'll get you killed if you don't. Good, yeah. It's like she's heard this before. Most of all, make it home alive also. And never leave an expedition member behind. So one of those rules got broken somehow. Yeah. Kimori is noticed, but she doesn't know how to address this. I really want to know what their relationship is. She was damn persistent. So, not her sister. Not a relative. Oh! We're doing orienteering? Hmm. Hmm. That's smart. It's not the most helpful map. Kokoto, kokoto, koko. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's make sure we're going in the right direction. We have a compass, right? Yeah, you're good. Punk. It's a little off. Yeah. Oh yeah, how do you tell? I don't remember. For most right-handed people, it's the right eye. We're doing it. Oof. Shiraishi. And the other two? Sort of. Did they figure it out? Yeah, they figured it out. Heel toe. Jesus, 400 heel toe. Ugh. Nailed it. Almost nailed it. Mmm, special skills. I think that's the navigator, but okay. All 4 caterpillars. You're a clunk. Stop. Hmm. I thought it. I thought it was. I thought it was a translation mistake, but okay. There we go. Because it was pretty fucking obvious. You didn't really try to hide it. Aw. So she's a close family friend, almost like an aunt. Mom did not. Oh boy. Hmm. That's a good one. I disagree. I think that's a good one. Aurora team. Hmm. She doesn't send it, it isn't real, man. Oh no. You would sleep like that, Kimari. You're gonna freeze. Yeah. Oh, hello. Hello. Come on, see for yourself. Oh, I feel something coming. Alright, we're holding off on showing it. Ooh! Ooh! That's pretty cool. Sounds like somebody we know. Hmm. You're built for this. Hmm. It all started coming together. It's not just somewhere. Oh. Up, up, up. Let's go, let's go. Sunrise, sunrise, let's go. Ah, we're gonna hit it twice. Fuck you. Fuck you, show. Oh, hey, that's the kind of the image that I used for the thing. All right, cool. That's a well put together episode. Okay, so this is not the show with the spoilery previews. I thought it was, but that's Flip Flappers. So I'm gonna watch the preview. That's her school friend Megumu, right? I think that's her name. Shit. Okay. Wonder what that's all about. We got a little bit of her in the beginning of this episode, kind of being doubtful a little bit. Sort of being voicing the same fear of regret or fear of failure that that Kimari was like holding on to in the very beginning of the show. That's interesting. I wonder what that's going to build into, if anything. And I wonder which neighbor would have told her mother about this whole thing. Would that have been Megumu? Not sure. Okay. I love this little moment at the beginning where we kind of just confirm, like, yeah, this is a real thing that's really happening. Fuck the haters, we're going. That's pretty great. And then we get this lovely face from Shirase. Nice. Nice, very nice. Really genuinely lovely. Okay, so then we turn our attention, first off, that's like the cutest thing. There's I'm at a loss for words. All right, so we start getting our ducks in a row, getting all our paperwork together, and our main goober, has not gone ahead and done that. And then we enter into, I think, my favorite scene of the episode. This whole sequence is really wonderfully done, and the way that we turn horror framing and tropes into a comedic scenario and a beautiful gag is fantastic. She's chopping at an ordinary rhythm, but the way we're framing it, the slow zoom on her once we cut back, cut back, we've got this really slow zoom in, like it's a front to get our guards down, and then the ultra close up on the blade actually chopping, and then we slow everything down and drop the sound of the knife going through a carrot by a couple of octaves. Yeah, and add in that sound effect to really thum. Oh, this is so good. This is expertly done, but it's beyond that. It's a step beyond, because you have to understand what it's supposed to be doing as like a legitimate horrifying thing in order to like wrap it up and use it as something else. And to use it for humor in this sequence is pretty fucking wonderful, and I quite like it. As she goes and finds more things that freak her out, it's like, oh god, oh no, but what if she knows? What if she's going to kill me? Oh Jesus. Yeah, well, she is, and she does, and boom, and it's all over. It's all over now, and mom turns around. Yeah, sometimes the scariest thing in the world is your parents acting normally when you know you've kind of been caught, and you come home, they're just like, hey, how was school? We'll talk later. Nope. Nope. Gotta make like her dad there and just Just get out when you know what's good for you. All right, I want to see the little cut of her slamming her way into the camera, because it's nice and goofy. Splat. Oof. And Dad just happens to come home at that moment. Put down the weapon. Comes in, gets a check on the situation, sees those eyes in the woman he's married. I'm out. Sorry, daughter. You are a worthy sacrifice. Fantastic. Definitely my favorite scene of the episode. All right, so we do get these moments where she's again saying, like, this might not actually go through. This might not actually happen. Why are you putting all this time into it? You'll really regret it if you put all this time into it and fuck it up. What are you doing? Yeah, all right. Voicing doubt. And yes, to an extent, it's just the voice of reason, and she's just trying to be commonsensical. I don't actually know if that's a word, but she's trying to. It's just that in this particular situation, support. Just like, you can do it, Kimari. You can go for it. But I understand why she's trying to do that. I wonder what we're gonna get building out of that in the next episode. If you put all this effort in and the trip falls through, you'll really regret it. I do love her response to that. She's not shaken by it in the slightest. Just, yep, that's true. And I'm off. That's lovely. Well, all right then. All right, begging people to help her with her work, and it's not going so well, and that's pretty great. Get this little moment where she talks about how she just hates the cutesy stuff that she has to wear and advertise for her job. All right, cool. She likes button-down shirts and like fishing-ish hats. Cool. Neat. Get ourselves a van. Show that this operation is not the best in terms of funding, but that's okay. Fine, sure. And I am really curious about this tape deck. Is it? I assume it's just to show us that, like, this van is kind of a beater, but the way it says just like, do not use tape deck, I don't know. It seems as though maybe the tape deck is haunted. I would love to know more about that. Regardless, move along, keep on going. You know? Yeah, we do that too. We do the same exact thing. Yeah, you do. All right. I have like the tiniest gripe with this because I've spent a good time putting in projectors, and this is inaccurate. There's no way that she could be that far off angle and have the projector pointed this way and get a clear square image on the projector screen. It doesn't work that way. It would be like a big old trapezoid going this way. Because that's how light works. But fine, sure, whatever. It doesn't matter at all. It really doesn't matter. Okay, and then we get, I think, another set of pretty expertly done scenes. We are immediately informed, although we kind of knew because of the preview in the previous episode and the things she looked at, but we're immediately informed that Shirase knows this lady and has some kind of relationship with her, and there is something a little bit sour about it. But it seems that they have not spoken to each other or discussed anything with each other since the, let's say, disappearance of Shirase's mother. That's awkward. And if we ever actually do have it out, that's going to be really awkward and sad. But the amount of emphasis that we keep putting on Shirase being like, my mother is waiting for me. I'm gonna send her a bunch of emails that keep her updated on our progress toward Antarctica, but I'm never actually sending them. It feels like we're gonna hold on to that rather obvious moment. Like, I think it's pretty obvious at this point that Shirase's mother died in Antarctica, and nobody has told her straight out, and she has refused to accept it fully. We're holding on to that, and I think we're going to hold on to it for a long time. So I'm not expecting them to really have a sit down and talk about things for a while. But geez, we are building to it. It's one of those moments where even at this point, I know that assuming there's no ridiculous twist, like some bullshit asshole Deus Ex Machina thing that makes her mother still alive somehow in Antarctica. Like How to Train Your Dragon, she just exists in a cave somewhere and it's bullshit. Unless there's some ridiculous twist. This is a moment that we know is coming, and we're just piling shit on top of it so that when it all tumbles down, even though we've known since the beginning, essentially, that this was coming, it's still gonna hit. And I'm not looking forward to feeling those feels. I'm just not looking forward to it, but it's gonna happen anyway, so we'll deal with it when we get there. But, alright. Yeah, so she definitely picks up on it. And that's one thing that Kimari is really good at so far. She's a goober and she's awkward and she doesn't always know the right thing to say or do, but she has the ability to to intuit what other people are feeling, or at least feel that something is off in the way that somebody is reacting to something else, and then maybe confront them later. Okay, I said I wouldn't do this, but I know I said I wouldn't do this, but I do want to draw a parallel between that and Hibike, because Kumiko is very much the same kind of character, and we made a joke of it near the end of Hibike, or I did, that this was the story of Detective Kumiko, because she's a character who doesn't start drama too much. She goes and witnesses drama occurring around her and then intuits what people are dealing with and then tries to figure out the actual situation. We sort of experience these side stories through the character's perspective as she kind of detectives her way through figuring out what's actually going on and then does absolutely nothing to actually solve the problem because that's not her purpose in the story. I kind of get the same kind of vibe from Kimari, and I'm not making like a comparison here or saying like Kumiko is better at this, but in a similar kind of way as a main character who is just observant and just like kind of watching the characters around her and picking up on their little emotional tells and emotional cues. That makes things really good for us as an audience because we pick up on them. We get to see them through the lens, like literally the lens of the camera. We get to see what our characters are feeling whenever the director wants us to, right? If we want to be shown that Shirase is feeling weird about this woman being the captain of the expedition, we can do that, and we do it very clearly and very straightforward. But it never comes to anything in the story unless one of the characters within the context of the story can notice it too. So having our main character be the person who notices things means that our main character can get involved in those things, and that pushes the story along and pushes the individual character stories along. And I think that's a really good way of writing a main character in a like group dynamic. That's all I wanted to say about it. I hope that makes sense. Just saying that I like that part of Kimari as a character because it makes her useful um in terms of like pushing other people's stories along, and that's cool. That's really good. All right, so we got the whole orienteering thing coming up. We have this moment between the two of them, which is just sort of more piling on of things. I also really like the way that the highlights are done in this particular sequence. We've talked about the like highlights and stuff, but at the present moment, there's like semi-ambient lighting coming from what is in the current frame top left, which we can kind of see around, right? It's coming from over there. And then there's light from the lantern on the table between them that's highlighting them from below and up. And it's just an interesting mix. And I really like the way that they did the highlights on their hair, both of their hair, for all of it. It's quite nice. Yep, that's it. All right, so orienteering-y stuff, creating a path to a place and working out how to do this on our own with all these tools that we're not really familiar with and don't really know how to use. But we discover that Kimari actually has a surprising talent for this kind of stuff, and she does, and she's pretty good at it. Precision is more important than speed. Yeah, absolutely. In this kind of this kind of a situation where you're setting up like a lifeline of a walkway. Yeah, be precise. Be precise. Good move. Very good move. All right. So she just wants to goof off in the moment here and have sleeps and stuff. All right. And then we have this moment, and we're gonna do the thing I promised I wouldn't do again, but we'll do it in the way that's useful again. I promise. I'll try. So she tries to goof off a little bit, kind of prod the other people around her, and they're not having any of it until Shiraishi just hits her with, "Please shut talking now," in her kind of half trying to fall asleep, half dazed off, like, state. She says a goofy thing, and it takes a couple minutes for it all to kick in until they all start. What did she say? Did you really say that? And we just have this this goofy moment together. And the thing that I will relate this to, I'm sorry for doing this more and more and more, but I'm sorry. Sleepovers in K-On! I think season 2, and the joke that comes out of it. The Pikupin. It's a moment in that show that I love because it's goofy and silly, and it's exactly the kind of conversation that real friends doing something silly would have, and the kind of thing that becomes maybe a running gag amongst a friend group, like an in-joke. This is that nailed right on the head, and I hope that it does become an in-joke. I won't say that I'll be disappointed if it isn't, if shut talking now doesn't become an in-joke or like a running gag or anything. But it's the kind of thing that a real world friend group, if you were out camping and somebody did something like that and you all had a laughing fit out of nowhere because what they said was stupid, that's the kind of thing that would become a thing. This is the kind of stuff that creates bonds between people, not just creates bonds between characters, because there are a lot of things that create bonds between characters in anime where, is that really the way that people work? Is that really the way that friendships work? Maybe sometimes, but maybe not. This is one of the ones that just sort of rings true and resonates with me, where I'm going, yeah, I could see myself with a couple of friends going camping, or like on a road trip. The year I graduated college, I went on a road trip with 3 other guys, and we just hopped in one of their cars, and we drove from Virginia across the country, and we hit like 8 or 9 national parks along the way over the course of 2.5 weeks, and we just camped and backpacked in those national parks for a while. And so I could see us camping, and somebody does something stupid like this, and it becomes a running gag for us, where somebody will be annoying, we'll just say, shut talking now, and it would be a continuous thing. I could see myself in that situation and see that being something. So I wanted to highlight this moment because it's well written, but beyond that, it shows an understanding of how people really interact, and that's pretty neat to me. I think that's really cool. All right, so it's a pretty wonderful, goofy moment, and then we immediately whiplash our way into this more somber moment where we talk about the captain and Shirase's mother. I do quite like this little thing where they all sort of like pop, pop, pop. Oh, it's pretty cute. Yeah, this is that serious stuff. She tries to reach out, but no, not right now. Ah, the stars. She's just the best with the one-liners. She's just great with quotes. That's a good one. Never think the stars you see are all the stars there are. I think that's a great one. I don't know about not your best work, man. That's pretty great. And I love that they're the Aurora team. That's pretty lovely too. And be safe as the call and response is nice as well. Once again, trying to send a message. Not gonna send the message. Yikes. And then we set up what I can only call a bit of a Yuru Camp moment. And we do it, and we nail it twice. Not once, twice. Boom, with the cloudy, foggy, early morning, just the hints of sunrise, and it is gorgeous, but we don't kick the music there. We just start it in the background. We just start bringing it in. It's when all of the girls together end up there. Now, their conversation is nice. It's pretty great. But when they all end up there, when she drags them all out, and the song is in kind of full gear, and then Boom. There it is. Not doing quite the Eurocamp thing where we have the almost predictable swell in the audio track to create a moment. This one's purely visual. The music is there, but it's purely a visual treat. And it is a visual treat. It's gorgeous and it's stunning. I don't know whether I like this or the Eurocamp style better. Yeah, again, it's a different thing. It's going for a different purpose, but I think that they could have been served really well by having an audio track, having a song that swells at this moment to really bring it all together would have been really nice too. That said, I think that what they did is also really nice because it works, and we get this important dialogue over top of it. I want to do it. I want to go. I want to do this thing. We're all here together. Yeah. So I think yeah, the thing that I found as the background for my shout out thing is this image stitched together. So yeah, nice. Nice. Alright, and then we get our end credit sequence, which is just, I want to say Megumu, but I'm not sure that's her name. Is it Megumi? Megumu? Fuck. Just sitting there looking at some of the texts that Kimori has been sending her, and some of the pictures, and I'm curious what all this is about. Like, is this a I want to come too moment, or is this like a oh gosh, my friend's gonna ruin herself moment? I don't know. She doesn't come along with them, right? No, she's not in any of the OP images. Himari's just dying. It's great. Keep noticing new things in this OP. That's nice. Okay, last thing that I want to do for this episode is I want to go to ANN and check who did script, storyboard, episode direction, and that's about it. I think that's all I really want to know. ANN Sora Yori. Yeah. Alright, episode 4. Right? Yeah. Episode 4. Storyboard. Mamoru Kam... Oh, we knew that. We looked that up last time. That's right. It's Kanbei Mamoru. Who is, he's a pretty fucking good at what he does, I'd say. Cool. Cool. I'm actually kind of surprised by that. I wouldn't have expected this type of an episode from him. Okay. Okay, script is always Juki Hanada. I guess that makes sense. And then episode director for episode 4 was Tae-sik Kang, which is a Korean name. Worked at Jiwoo Animation on Geist Crusher Isuka. One episode directed of Kakegurui, Marvel Future Avengers, Mr. Tonagawa, Planetarian, which I've heard good things about, and episode direction on To the Abandoned Sacred Beasts. That's a weird background. Okay, Jiwoo Production. Who is that? Oh, they're a Korean studio, which we could have gathered from it being called Jiwoo Production. So they're a Korean studio that's generally outsourced to by bigger Japanese studios. Animation, finish animation, and key animation on Bleach and Queen's Blade and Rurouni Kenshin. Okay. And for some reason, Black Clover also came up when they were listed somewhere else. All right, sure. Well, that doesn't give me any of the information that I was looking for. But okay. I thought this was a really solid episode. I would have expected a more recognizable name attached to it, but that's cool. I think this was really well done. Nailing the humorous horror moments in this sequence, and then nailing some some like community group building moments, and the final sequence with the big landscape. Some solid selling points in the episode. I feel like this episode is cementing what our group of four is, and how they act when they're together. Which is one of the options that I was kind of hoping for this episode. Cementing how our group of four actually interacts. Now that we've got all our characters locked together and they can all actually start talking to each other and beginning to understand each other and figuring out how they play off of each other, we can get our dynamic settled in, and that's what this episode feels like mostly to me. And I like the dynamic that we've come to. This was good. We're gonna end there. I like this episode a lot. We could go on and watch another one, but I'm gonna not. I'm gonna hold off and we'll wait till next week. So, I've been Teeaboo. This has been Sora Yori, or Yorimoi, or Sora Yori Tooi Basho, or A Place Further Than the Universe. I gotta stop doing that. We'll just call it Yorimoi. Episode 4. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope to catch you next week for the next one. And if you want the next one a week early, it'll be up on Patreon sometime today, so check it out if you want to. Yeah. Hope you had fun. I did. I'll see you next week. Peace.